The sun shone warmly through the gap in the flax curtains, gently waking the elderly lady from her sleep. A welcome and much-needed break from the harsh winter that the Pax tribe had struggled through the last few months. At last, she thought, as she stretched up her arms and planned for the day ahead. She rolled over to see the kind face of her loving husband smiling back at her. Although his once thick dark hair was now showing signs of grey, his once smooth skin now weathered with the lines of life, he was still her world, and his smile warmed her heart more than the morning sun. She reached over, kissed him gently on the cheek, and whispered, "Pax," in his ear, a greeting kiss of peace that had been passed down through the generations of her people. "Today I'll take the youngers out and gather supplies," Wee told him as she began to dress. "But not yet," he replied, as he gently reached out and pulled her back into the bed, hugging her tightly and breathing gently in her ear. The Pax tribe had lived in peace for many generations. They lived a simple life, at peace with nature and those around them. The ladies of the tribe were gifted in the ways of medicine and healing, bringing many visitors to their doors seeking cures and remedies to ease their lives. And the tribe always offered a warm welcome to those in need. The long winter had left them low on supplies, and with this short break from the harsh weather, the elder of the tribe had set out this morning with the younger girls aged between 7 and 14 summers to gather resources from the surrounding hills and valleys. The Pax tribe only harvested what it could replace. They never took life to enhance their own. They had no weapons, only tools, and prayed to the gods of earth to protect them from harm. The skills of healing were passed down from generation to generation, and with the passing of the elder in the harsh winter winds, it was now time for Wee to take her place and instruct the younger girls. They returned from their trip with a smile. The gods had been kind, and she managed to share many things on their walk. The return journey was one filled with joy and laughter and song. But this was soon shattered, and the song was drowned out by the sound of screams and the smell of smoke in the air. As they rushed forward into the clearing, the elderly lady froze as she watched her husband being dragged from their home, his warm smile replaced by fear, and with the sun reflecting on the metal blade in an instant, the fear disappeared from his face and was gone. Her world fell away, and for a second she was frozen to the spot, fell to her knees, and willed herself to join him in the eternal summer. But she could not. She was the elder now. She had responsibilities. Quickly regained her composure and hurriedly gathered the girls as they fled back the way they came. For 7 days and 7 nights, what was remaining of the Pax tribe ran. When they finally reached the sea, "Where to now?" the words seeped from her lips as she gasped for air. The weather had changed back to winter, and the attackers were tracking them still. She gathered the terrified girls in her arms. This was not the end, not here, not like this, she thought. Then, from further down the beach came the sound of laughter. A group of young men were hanging out their fishing nets on the cliffside. From the distance she recognised one of the young men as a child she had treated years before from the tribe of Altum. Although Altum had the reputation of being a warring tribe, they'd always lived peacefully alongside the Pax tribe, valuing their healing skills and trading with them. She was left with no choice but to hope that he recognised her and would show her the same kindness that she had once shown him. He did. The young men wanted to take her and her charges back to the village for safety, and as much as she longed for dry clothes, a warm fire and food, she knew that this would only endanger their lives to do so. Instead, she asked that they take them out to sea. A strong wind was blowing, and this would be the fastest way to escape their would-be captors. As they took to the sea, the waves grew, tossing the boats back and forth until it finally smashed into a rock. The survivors struggled up the side, the rock, and took shelter in a hollowed-out tree. Here they stayed until the storm had passed, and in the morning sun, the elderly lady made her final journey to join her husband in the eternal summer, knowing that her charges were safe. For many generations, the survivors of the Pax tribe lived on this small rock, cutting themselves off from the world. Only a handful of trusted friends from the Elderdine tribe knowing of their existence. They dug down through the rocks and made their home in the caves under the sea, away from the world, living at one with nature. And over time, along with their skills in healing, other traits began to grow in the female line. Some called this magic. Over hundreds of summers, the world around them changed. The clans they'd once known grew into powerful cities. An uneasy peace descended over the world. And the time came for the Pax tribe to venture once again from their underground dwelling into the light. Keeping the protection of the sea, they decided to venture above the waves and started to build their houses in the trees that had grown tall and strong. The waves had smashed around the surrounding islands, carving out the softer rocks from their edges, giving them a floating island appearance. And with time, bridges were built from island to island, once again connecting the Pax tribe to the mainland. But by now, rumours of the tribe's skills had reached other parts of the world, and people had added Altum, sea, onto the tribe's name. Today, the Pax Altum clan still live above and below the waves on their island. With the protection of the sea, their skills and close friendship with the city of Elderdine, they have ventured once again into the world. They gladly accepted the offer of a consulate in the great city of Fockhaven, and have recently moved in. Still a peaceful race, refusing to take life, they share their gifts with the world, passing down their skills from generation to generation through the female line, as they did on that warm winter morning many, many summers ago.